Hi Faith, today's March 6th, Tuesday. I have another recipe I'd like to share with you. I'm going to show you how to make gnocchi, and it's gnocchi that's made with cottage cheese. Usually gnocchi is made with, or quite often it's made with mashed potatoes, but I thought this recipe would be a lot easier for you to start off with. And I know that your mom makes gnocchi at home, so that you do like it and eat it. So I've already started putting the ingredients in, Faith. So far, what you're going to need is you're going to need flour, you're going to need grated Parmesan cheese, you're going to need salt and pepper, and you're going to need garlic powder, and you're going to need 2 eggs. So also you're going to need 1 cup measuring cup, you're going to need half a cup measuring cup, and for spoons, you're only going to need a teaspoon. Today I'm using a smaller bowl than when I made the pizza dough, and I'm just using a big spoon to mix because there's not as large an amount of ingredients as the pizza dough. So what I have in here so far, Faith, is a cup of flour. I have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and half of this container of ricotta cheese. It calls for 8 ounces of ricotta cheese, and there's 454 grams in here. I know that 454 grams is 16 ounces, so I used half of this container. I kind of wondered, Faith, gnocchi is spelled Gnocchi. It's an Italian word. So I was kind of curious as to what gnocchi meant. I looked it up, did a little research, and gnocca in Italian, that means knuckle, which is kind of the shape of a gnocchi piece of pasta. And the other word that it told me was gnocchia, which is means a knot in a tree trunk. So a knot in a wooden tree trunk. Sometimes you're looking at a tree and it'll have a little bump in it. So that word is gnocchia. So that makes sense. Both those things, the knot of wood and your knuckle, it kind of looks like gnocchi. All right, we've got all our ingredients in here so far except for the 2 eggs. So I'll do that now. Also, with the flour, what I always do is when we're doing donut, like I did the last recipe, I set a bit of flour aside, so you can put it on your hands, on the whatever you're going to roll this dough out on. The reason that I thought that you'd like to do this, Faith, is once this gets mixed together, it's kind of like Play-Doh. And we're almost halfway there. The recipe's almost halfway done. Just have to play with this a bit. And like the pizza dough that we made the other day, and that you made last night, your pizza looked great, by the way. Your mom sent me a picture. It mixes together pretty fast. So basically there it is. I'm going to finish it off with a little flour on my hands. Maybe take my ring off. This is a little sticky compared to the pizza dough. Put it up there. Put a little bit of flour on my hands. And then, yeah, feels good. There it is. There's the dough. So I'm going to make it into a ball. Like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of break it into quarters, just to make it easier to handle. So that's about 1/4 of the dough. It's starting to get sticky again. I'm going to need to get some more flour on my hands. I'm going to push that out of the way, my bowl, and I'm going to bring in a big cutting board and put a little bit of flour on the cutting board like that. A little bit more flour in my hands, and then I'm going to roll this 1/4 of the amount of the dough, I'm going to roll it just like Play-Doh. Till it's about half an inch thick, half an inch in diameter. So, there we go. Like that. Okay, I'm going to show you what that looks like. See? Kind of rolled out like that. Whoop. Yeah. This videotaping is a work in progress because my kitchen, of course, isn't made up for, you know, I don't have an island to work with, so it's kind of awkward. But we'll figure it out. Patience is a virtue. And you can either put it on a greased cookie sheet, or what I did was I put a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet, like that. And then you just go along and you cut the gnocchis. I'll show you in a minute. Just cut all the way along till they're like that big. Just maybe not too big at all. Size of my knuckle, right? Yeah. So just bear with me here. I'm going to cut them all. So you can do that 4 times, Faith, with the other, divide the dough into 3 more amounts. So what I'm doing is I'm putting those on my cookie sheet like that. Now I'm going to separate them. And I'll finish the rest of them, Faith. And then if I was going to cook them all tonight, I would just put this in the fridge so I was ready to put them in the water. And when you want to cook them, you just boil a pot of water, just like you're going to do spaghetti or something. And when you're cooking them fresh like this, you only have to boil them for 1 to 2 minutes. And you can have it with spaghetti sauce. Or another good thing to do with gnocchi is, and I'll show you another time how to make a real simple chicken soup, and you can use it, put this in instead of noodles, and that goes really good too. What I'm going to do with some of my gnocchi, because I'm going to have 3 more times as much as this, I'm going to take the cookie sheet with the gnocchi on it like this, and I'm going to put it into the freezer, and I'm going to freeze them, and then that should only take half an hour at the most. And then I'm going to take them off the cookie sheet, and I'm going to put them in a Ziploc baggie, and I'll have them in the freezer for when I want to have some with spaghetti sauce or in a soup. The thing about that is to remember is if I want it to only take 1 or 2 minutes for the gnocchi to cook, if they're frozen, I'll have to take them out ahead of time for them to thaw, or I'll just have to remember that when I throw them into the soup or the pasta sauce and cook them a little longer. So there you go, Faith. That's gnocchi. Really easy. Enjoy making it, and let me know. I'll ask you next week how you like it. See you, Faith. Bye-bye. Love you.